Welcome to The Honest Media. I'm Tom Papperts. By now, everyone knows about the second worst terrorist attack in United States history. We know the name Omar Mateen, the radical Islamic terrorist who took it upon himself to slaughter or maim 103 people in the name of Allah. We know he called the police in the middle of his rampage and declared his loyalty to ISIS. We all know ISIS later claimed responsibility for the horrific event. Unfortunately, the mainstream media and the Democrats are doing everything they can to obstruct this information. I will give you the timeline of events as they are currently known. These are the facts, courtesy of USA Today, Breitbart News, The O'Reilly Factor, and Independent Journal Review. 2 a.m. Gunman enters the Pulse, a gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida. He is armed with an AR-15, a pistol, and is in possession of a yet unidentified electronic device. He fires once, fires again, and then begins firing indiscriminately. There is only one entrance to the Pulse, leaving the occupants with no escape. They must run past Mateen and risk being mutilated or killed in the process. Just after 2 a.m., the Pulse wrote on its Facebook page, "Everyone get out of the Pulse and keep running." 2:08 a.m. According to the Independent Journal Review, a young man runs into the bathroom and texts his mother, begging her to call the police. He texts, "He's coming." The last message she received from her son, "I'm gonna die." 2:17 a.m. Brandon Wolf tweets, "OMG, shooting at the Pulse. We hid in the bathroom and we can't find our friends." About 2:20 a.m., Omar Mateen pauses in the middle of his rampage and calls the police. He pledges allegiance to ISIS. About 3 a.m., the gunfire ends and SWAT teams and bomb squads are called in. 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., the SWAT team attempts to negotiate with Mateen for the peaceful surrender of 30 hostages. Before daybreak, the SWAT team decides to use the cover of night to make its move. As they storm the nightclub, an officer is shot in the head. He is only alive because of the Kevlar helmet he wore. The team eliminates the threat and successfully retrieves the hostages. At this point, the SWAT team is concerned about a possible bomb inside the building. They leave, and the bomb squad enters to do its job. They estimate 20 dead, with many more injured. 5:58 a.m. Orlando police confirm Mateen is dead. 7 a.m. Authorities hold a press conference. They confirm they are investigating possible sympathies for and ties to radical Islamic terror. 10 a.m. Authorities hold a press conference. They reveal their initial casualties count was insufficient. At this time, they declare there were 50 people killed and 53 maimed. A surgeon from the hospital where the maimed were treated asked citizens to donate blood at the local blood bank. A Democrat from Florida and an imam blame guns for the violence. They neglect to mention the shooting happened in a gun-free zone, and in spite of being questioned by the FBI for his sympathies for Islamic terrorism in 2003, Mateen was allowed to have the highest level of license for firearm ownership in Florida, and was a security guard. His position in security ensured his ready access to a gun, regardless of laws. When a journalist questions why the authorities are offering less information at the 10 a.m. press conference than the 7 a.m. press conference, and specifically questioned why the imam is in attendance, they end the press conference. 12 p.m. Mateen's identity is finally confirmed. His father, an immigrant from Afghanistan, claims the attack had nothing to do with Islam. Rather, he says, his son simply hated gays. Nobody in the media mentioned homosexuality is punishment by death in 11 Islamic countries. As the police and FBI work the scene, they are haunted by the chirping and buzzing of cell phones among the deceased as loved ones desperately try to contact their family member. Phone calls and texts that will never be answered. 1 p.m. After showing up 30 minutes late to his own speech, President Obama delivers a 3 to 5 minute speech. He does not mention the shooter's religion, claims not to know the motivation of the shooting, and uses the opportunity to push for gun control. The speech lasts about 5 minutes. 1:24 p.m. Less than 30 minutes after Obama claims not to know the motivation nor whether the attack was associated with any terrorist organizations, and refuses to use the words Muslim and Islam, Reuters breaks the news that the Islamic State, ISIS, claims responsibility for the attack. 5 p.m. on. The names of the survivors are given. Parents, partners, and loved ones rush to the hotel where they are posted. Many leave the building staggering, broken, and in tears. The names of the victims begin to be revealed. These are the facts. Radical Islamic terrorism must be blamed for this event. Homosexuality is outlawed and punishable by death in 11 Islamic countries. Reporting anything else is simply dishonest, and we will not do it. Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, and President Obama all used the opportunity to push for gun control without using the words radical Islam. Let's hear what Donald Trump had to say in his initial press release. Donald J. Trump's statement regarding tragic terrorist attack in Orlando, Florida. Last night, our nation was attacked by a radical Islamic terrorist. It was the worst terrorist attack on our soil since 9/11, and the second of its kind in 6 months. My deepest sympathy and support goes out to the victims, the wounded, and their families. In his remarks today, President Obama disgracefully refused to even say the words radical Islam. For that reason alone, he should step down. If Hillary Clinton, after this attack, still cannot say the 2 words radical Islam, she should get out of this race for the presidency. If we do not get tough and smart real fast, we are not going to have a country anymore. Because our leaders are weak, I said this was going to happen, and it is only going to get worse. I am trying to save lives and prevent the next terrorist attack. We can't afford to be politically correct anymore. The terrorist, Omar Mateen, is the son of an immigrant from Afghanistan who openly published his support for the Afghanistani Taliban and even tried to run for president of Afghanistan. According to Pew, 99% of people in Afghanistan support oppressive Sharia law. We admit more than 100,000 lifetime migrants from the Middle East each year. Since 9/11, hundreds of migrants and their children have been implicated in terrorism in the United States. Hillary Clinton wants to dramatically increase admissions from the Middle East, bringing in many hundreds of thousands in a first term. And we will have no way to screen them, pay for them, or prevent a second generation from radicalizing. We need to protect all Americans of all backgrounds and beliefs from radical Islamic terrorism, which has no place in an open and tolerant society. Radical terrorism, radical Islam, advocates hate for women, gays, Jews, Christians, and all Americans. I am going to be a president for all Americans, and I am going to protect and defend all Americans. We are going to make America safe again and great again for everyone. When I come back, I'll be with my co-host Craig Chrysler to offer less disturbing news.